Hello, Internet, and welcome to another episode of Chariots of the Pods. It is I, the feudal system lord, Adam, joined by Tyler,
Salutations.
also joined by Jason.
I actually watched all of these episodes yesterday, and let me tell you, kind of want to hurt some of the people in these episodes. Just gonna throw that out there.
Huh.
It's all blur for you.
There's one in
Mhm.
particular.
Oh, it's not a blur.
One in particular.
And finally, our very special guest star this episode, Justin.
There's only one in particular I really want to hurt. I didn't think anybody else was hurting worthy. I don't remember.
We'll get there.
Okay.
And dear listener, this time on this episode, we are going to go through the last four episodes of the first season of Stargate SG-1. It's the end of the season. We've made it.
Woo!
Congratulations. You're 1/10 of the way there.
I don't even know how many episodes there was. Was there 12, 16, 18, 20?
21.
21?
Blackjack.
Okay.
Yeah, there's Blackjack.
I guess one was a two-parter, though.
Yeah. So the first
Yeah.
episode we covered, the movie and the first episode.
Yeah, so which just counts as 2 episodes for the season. Okay. Anyway, so let's kick this off. I'm sure everyone's chomping at the bit to talk about season 1, episode 18, Tin Man. It shares a name with a infamous Next Generation episode. It has nothing to do with.
Yeah, I guess it's the pretty punchable
Oh,
guy.
yeah. Now
Come
you're
try
realizing.
ya!
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah, who wants to do the honors of the brief plot summary?
Oh yeah, yes. Can
I do it?
Plot summary. Okay, yes, go ahead.
Can I do it? Okay, some asshole robot man from space decides to make robot clones of the cast and crew, and curses them to a life of servitude under this weird, shitty underground base because he's lonely. But they don't actually know that. They just assume that they're the real people, and then hilarity ensues. The reveal happens, and I'm surprised he didn't get his head caved in.
I mean, they
come close a few times
yeah.
to just beating him to death.
Yeah, they
absolutely.
need him alive to the robot versions of the main cast need him alive to stay alive, or to at least explain to them how to fix the facility so that they can all stay alive. But yeah, he has essentially imprisoned fully sentient clones of the main cast, which is a good twist. But I do wish this episode had spent more time dwelling on that twist. I feel like there's more to explore here potentially. I don't know exactly what, but they kind of.
What does it mean to actually be
No,
human?
no, well,
is that what you're kind of
I'm not getting
to?
to that. I'm not getting to measure of a man stuff here. But I mean, these androids clearly feel emotions. They clearly have memories, like the same memories as the original versions. In fact, they think they're the normal original people for most of the episode. So when they find the real cast members, they're kind of devastated, and they accept this pretty quickly. Which I understand why, because it's a TV show. It's got to fit everything in 45 minutes. But there's a much more interesting story here that didn't get told.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, one of the reasons why they probably accept their fate so quickly is also because hey, if they leave for too long, they will actually just die. So it's kind of when you think about it, everything this guy does on every level is just completely fucked up and selfish.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's terrible. He does a terrible thing.
And he acts all happy about it, which is why I'm surprised he did not get his head caved in.
Well, he has been alone for 11,000 years somehow.
Yeah, it's
in this underground factory.
It's still shitty. I should clarify, for a significant portion of this episode, I was thinking, boy, I really wouldn't have a problem just not living here. And
You mean to say you don't love the idea of living in a warehouse for 11,000 years?
I don't love the idea of living in a warehouse, but like
Immortality entices you. Is that what you're
some
saying?
form of immortality might be something I'd consider. But like I would be spending 11,000 years trying to figure out how to make a portable power system or something. Maybe I could figure out how to recharge myself on solar power.
It doesn't take 11,000 years
for them to figure that out.
but that's for another time. That's for another time. But yeah, no. So Harlan, the robot guy, played by Jay Brazow, who was a character actor who was in everything in the 90s and 2000s. He was in everything. He was in most of the Air Bud movies as a referee. I don't think he was the Dogs Can't Play basketball guy, but he was there.
He was a witness.
Yeah, so a character actor that you have seen in something at some point. And I think he does a good job with this insane character.
Oh yeah, no, the actor's real good.
But as far as I guess I treat Harlan as like a force of nature almost, where there's no morality, rhyme, or reason to what he does because he's been going insane for 11,000 years in this SCP ass looking warehouse.
You see, I was watching this and I was thinking, boy, this looks like a cheap Doctor Who set or something.
It might be.
I mean, it's halfway there, basically.
Yeah, speaking of settings, like, isn't this like the first real like advanced setting we've come across? Because for the most part, we've just been in woods or like in huts.
No, because the underwater thing with the fish man that Daniel Jackson was stuck with for a bit.
The awkward fish man.
Oh yeah.
Socially awkward fish man had better tech than this. Like, I made a note of this. Like, when they're looking around and they start making comments along the lines of like, oh, this is like some really advanced tech. It's literally just computers from 1998 with checkerboard stickers on them to make them look fancy. Like, that's literally all they did.
And this random industrial machinery and props.
Yeah, which, like, I am 100% certain this guy doesn't actually know how to fix.
Yeah, I think the part of him fixing that coolant leak was like supposed to be like a gag moment.
I mean, he was literally just banging on a pipe with a wrench. That would
are you telling me you've never used percussive maintenance to fix something?
I'm pretty sure I've never had to use percussive maintenance on a pipe, no.
I'm pretty sure that glue he was applying was just like watered down peanut butter.
It's very likely.
So the other thing this reminded me of, and I sort of brought it up before, is I have no mouth and I must scream. And maybe the connections are tenuous, but they did name the guy Harlan after Harlan Ellison. Or, well, at least Harlan Ellison wrote that short story.
I guess the dilemma that he lives in is Ellison.
Yeah, there's that, but like we have four people who are pretty much stuck under this one guy for looser reasons than in I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, but they're still stuck under him because if they leave, they die, and he basically. He doesn't get to tell them what to do, really, but like they have to fix this stuff constantly.
Yeah, I would argue that this is more or less like a fate worse than death that you would like assign someone to. It's like, hey, guess what? Like all the freedoms you enjoyed, they're all gone. You now have to work for the rest of your life. Otherwise you die.
Honestly, you'd think that like somebody from Earth would you think that like. Okay, so first off, the military, the main reason the military's funding this is because they want weapons. You be very interested in this, but also you'd think that they would send some research scientists in to figure out some sort of power source, because if it's just a power problem, you'd think we could like hook them up to a nuclear reactor or something. I don't know,
I guess, but I don't think that's necessarily
just plug them into the dryer outlet. I'm sure they'll be fine.
Also, I'm willing to bet this whole like robot people thing is going to come up later. I don't know for certain, but I'm not talking about the stuff that I do know about, but like if I were to guess, knowing the way that the military works in this show, how like certain things start happening later, it would not surprise me if certain factions of the military started doing different things, saying like, "Hey, what if we made robot people to do our shit for us?"
Yeah, they just go like full Attack of the Clones. Let's clone Colonel Jack O'Neill. We'll have an army of him. I could see it.
What was
Yeah.
that Bruce Willis movie from like 13, 12 years
God,
ago?
I know what you're
15
talking
years
about,
ago?
but I can't
There's
remember.
so many.
The
Oh,
one where everyone walks around as robot clones of themselves, and they live in like.
God
tubes.
damn it!
And he's
starts
like
with
a
Surrogate.
hard boiled
Surrogate. Yeah.
surrogates.
I knew
There
it
you
started with an
go.
S, but I kept wanting to say Syndicate, which is obviously wrong.
But a much better piece of sci-fi.
Mm-hmm. But oddly, like similarly toned, believe it or not.
But yeah, the whole idea that there's this rundown underground factory on this planet where they have technology that can make robot clones of a perfect robot clones of anyone.
Well, perfect enough aside from some other things.
Perfect enough for robot clones of anyone. That sounds like useful technology. And Harlan, like, if you say, hey, we'll send some like D-class personnel from like the SCP here to like maintain your fucked up underground factory in exchange for showing us how this stuff works.
That's honestly that's what I was saying. Like, Harlan would be happy to show everyone everything, and the U.S. military would be like rubbing their hands and smiling.
You would think.
But at the same time, he himself admits that he doesn't know how most of this shit works.
I'm sure the U.S. military would be happy to put like $500 billion into the project to figure everything out.
I guess. Like, they just make a very big point of him saying, "Oh yeah, the guy who made this, like he died. The other person that knew what was going on just walked up there and died. Everyone died except me."
Which is also the plot of the recent anime Apocalypse Hotel, which everyone should watch. It's a good one.
I don't know.
Apocalypse Hotel.
Anime's rough nowadays for me.
That one's good. But similar premise.
Mm-hmm. Here's a question: how did you guys like how the SGC finally reacted to something like appropriately?
Dr. Fraser is getting through to Hammond on procedure and protocol for emergencies.
Yeah, just immediately calling security on them.
Yeah,
them being arrested.
That just immediately nope.
That bit where he does the Terminator.
Yeah,
that bit where he does the Terminator 2 thing to his arm. It's pretty gnarly, and also.
Oh yeah, that was a big piece of effects.
Well, so here's the thing: when he pulls that, he does the Terminator 2 thing where he like cuts his hand open. When he pulls that flap of skin back, if you look for a second, you can tell that it's just a like a video of something else like overlaid, like underneath.
Yeah, they put a green sticker there.
So Terminator 2 on a budget.
They did a good job.
It's fine. I get it. They don't dwell on it long, which is for the best.
But he really sells like stabbing that into his arm.
As it turns out, Richard Dean Anderson is actually an okay actor. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah, I think they all react pretty appropriately to that.
Yeah,
both freaked out and we need to like do something about this immediately.
Yep.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I think if not for the fact that they were all about to pass out and die, that they probably would have kept them there and sent another team down there
to also get robotified.
Yeah, so here's the question: do you think Harlan would have the balls to do that to another team?
Yes.
So here's the thing: at the end, when the organic team wakes up, they know Harlan. Like, and there's the sense that they had volunteered.
Yeah, they didn't clarify that much.
Happening. They didn't clarify, but they knew what was going on.
I mean, it's definitely weird because it seems like O'Neill knew what was going on, but no one else did, and that just seems weird. I think it was just honestly like them not writing that scene well enough, because it seems like potentially some of them knew what was going on, but at the same time, a bunch of them did not know what was going on.
Well, so, I mean, it's more like they knew what was going on, but meeting your doppelganger is still weird.
Well, who knows? That's not something I would definitely like. If someone said, "Hey, I can make a robot doppelganger for you, so that I can make a slave for the rest of its life," I would just be like, "Yeah." And how
I don't
about
feel
no,
like they
dog?
would have accepted this. This feels like a scene written for a different version of this script.
Yeah,
That didn't get made, and they didn't fully rewrite this scene.
yeah. And to be fair, like nothing about how this happened seemed like something willingly happened. They're like wandering around, and Harlan straight up zaps them and makes them all unconscious.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, in the first couple of minutes of the episode, we see SG-1 all getting hit by some sort of generic looking energy weapon and they all pass out. And when we find them, they all have that duct tape over their mouth that apparently keeps them in some sort
Still,
of
it is
yeah.
funny how they took that covering off their mouth and suddenly they were able to move. Like what's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just used whatever props they had on hand.
There's that.
The prop they had was duct tape.
I mean, you'd think they could like at least jerry rig some, tape some, I don't know, straps down.
This
They
was a very
spent all that
effective
budget
episode.
on. They spent all that budget on the knife scene.
Yeah. I would guess that they were saving budget for an episode for 3 episodes later than this.
Yeah, they're building a whole bunch of new
Yeah.
sets. At the time,
I mean, they found ways to save the budget later, so don't worry about it.
they sure did. But while still on the acting note, there's a part where I think after they get sent back through the gate, where they're coming to terms with being here, they start noticing, yeah, this place is kind of run down. Everything's falling apart. And like they're in that room they woke up in, and they're just kind of like touching at the set. You know, like, oh yeah, this all the stuff is broken. And Neil just kind of like pulls a pipe out of the wall, looks at it, and puts it back in while they're talking about it. And that was a nice bit of business he was doing, probably ad lib. I don't think he was supposed to remove that thing. It did not look like it was supposed to be part of the scene. So I appreciated that.
Yeah, I did not even actually catch that. That's a good one.
It's just always fun when actors fiddle with bits of the scenery or props that they're probably not supposed to during scenes of TV shows and movies. It's always fun. I want to do that. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of implications here that they just don't explore at all.
Yeah. At one point, they try to do some sort of like implication where there was it Phantom Gould syndrome,
Oh yes,
Yeah.
where Teal could still feel his Gould, but it turns out the reason why they could still feel his Gould is because technically, like the memories of the Gould were still in there too, and eventually it takes over.
yeah. It makes Robot Teal'c go insane, and they have to fight him, and then he gets
Yeah.
zapped, real hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like a half-made replacement robot is in the tank when everyone wakes up, and then the O'Neills have that conversation over a naked, half-formed robot Teal'c. Chris Judge
Yeah.
has to be covered in goo, laying in that bed, while Richard Dean Anderson does multiple takes on either side of him.
Yeah, he's committed to the bit, as is Richard Dean Anderson.
Because they also do the Parrot Trap like mirror acting stuff here as well. This was a very effects-heavy episode for them.
They did some good effects here.
I guess I do appreciate that when the two O'Neills meet at the end, they're like, okay, so do we need to kill each other now? And they talk through whether they have to kill each other. Decide not to in the end.
Everyone else is just kind of discussing like the implications of this, and he's like, "So should I just kill you and take your place, or
do you have to kill me? Like, so one of us has to die, right?"
Yeah. I can't exactly let you wander around the universe with like our nuclear launch codes and the password to get into our super secret military base. So I'm glad they at least brought up that aspect of it.
Yeah, but you could always just explain that away. It's like I'm you, right? So like unless I become bitter, punished you, like there's chances of me betraying Earth are basically zero.
I mean,
punish O'Neill with
Yeah,
just
but
a
it's
strap
Jack
over his
O'Neill.
head.
Like, his first response to solve everything is just nuke it from orbit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, and they did address that. I said, hey, don't send a nuke through. It's like I wasn't thinking that. Yes, you were. Yeah, that was.
It's like, we'll bury it. Did they bury it? We'll see. But
We'll see.
what a. Let me tell you, Harlan, like grade A asshole, right?
Uh,
I don't
I don't know if he's
yeah, I
grade
don't.
A.
Here's the thing. I don't hate Harlan as much as I hate someone else in a later episode that we're going to talk about. Like he is an asshole, but like if you had spent 11,000 years alone, you wouldn't be in your right mind either. I obviously think what he's done is terrible, but like at the end of the day, I don't know. I feel like I just
Well, let's be honest.
go ahead.
Harlan's been a robot for longer than he ever was a human. So I would think after 11,000 years, any sort of like humanity that he once had is probably gone at this point. Like he's used to
also,
being a machine.
how are these humans? I was gonna bring this up later, but I'll bring it up now. How are these humans? The Gould showed up less than 11,000 years ago on Earth.
I'm sure
So-
it's explained later when they feel like it, and by that I mean
no, it's not.
explained again.
It's not. It's never explained. They just kind of dropped a. Someone at some point was like, "Wait, 11,000 years? Did you check the Lord Bible?" Son of a. And then they just drop it.
The more I think about it, the more I think this episode might have been a rewrite. Like for some reason they couldn't do what they wanted to
possible.
do, and they had to go in because again, that one scene where they all wake up just doesn't fit.
Yeah. I'd like to think that there's a take of this episode where O'Neill just grabs Harlan's head and pops it like that one guy at the end of Battlestar Galactica to that lady.
Oh, jeez.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I mean, there was a part early on when Harlan's commenting on them. When like he refers to Carter as the female.
Oh yeah.
And then she's about to kick his ass. And O'Neill has to
Honestly,
tell her
I
not to.
forgot entirely about the whole calling Carter a female over and over thing. I think that part sucks.
Yeah, that part sucks. I mean, she should kick his ass for that. O'Neill should let her kick his ass.
But Harlan sucks, so it makes sense. It makes sense for
Yeah.
his character for him to be a stupid asshole. Because he is a stupid asshole.
And then there's the awkward stuff of him constantly referring to saying that, oh, Teal'c, he's different.
Yeah.
Because he's Jaffa. Like when you're writing that, it's because he's Jaffa. And when you're on paper, you're writing the screenplay. It's, oh yeah, the Jaffa character. Oh, he's different because he's Jaffa. But when you get to the filming, Christopher Judge is the only black person there.
Yeah, exactly. Like I actually think I made note of that too, because he doesn't explain himself, and he just keeps talking about how he's different. It doesn't matter. We don't need him right now. He's different. It's like, whoa, dude, are you racist? Like, what the fuck's going on here?
Definitely seems a lot better on paper.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Harlan was a wizard in his past.
That's probably also something that
harder.
That's probably also something that nobody was really thinking about in 1997.
I mean,
they should have.
I would bet like $5 Chris Judge noticed and like exchange looks with someone. I was like, really?
Yeah, except the problem is he exchanged that look that he makes in the show all the time where he's just grousing. They're like, yeah, like that. Keep doing that.
God.
One day he's like, one day I'm just gonna punch you in the face.
What if they wrote it like that way to intentionally annoy Christopher Judge just to get him into character?
No,
is that possible?
You don't do that. You don't.
But,
you don't do that and then keep that actor for 10 seasons.
Yeah.
And
also, you don't need to annoy Christopher Judge for him to
things.
be into that. Like he could turn that on like immediately.
Yeah, but did you know that back in season 1 of this show?
They probably knew that after the pilot.
Yeah, but they don't always shoot these episodes in order.
This was still one of the later ones, I think, even in shooting order.
I'm just conspiracy theory right now.
These showrunners were showrunners who had run shows before. They would have known better.
Would they have though?
They would have had to have.
The episodes from earlier in the season, they didn't know not to do like Emancipation.
Look, they hired the writer who already wrote Emancipation 3 other times. They're going to write Emancipation again. Can't stop them.
Jeez. But no, that was almost certainly not on purpose. But still, they should have noticed that and like sharpied out and like rewritten those lines in everyone's scripts.
Yeah, like you could have easily just wrote that as like, "There's no time. We don't have time to look for him. We need to just act."
I mean,
right?
I
Just said
didn't
that.
honestly when I was watching it. I didn't think of that. I thought it was obvious. Their meaning was he's a Jaffa. He has a
obvious
gold in
he's
his
Jaffa.
stomach.
Yeah, because like it's written for the obvious meaning. When you're looking at it, you're like, oh, someone should have noticed.
Yeah.
Anyone should have noticed on that set. But yeah, so that was, I guess, my last note for this. Oh, also, this is literally a Voyager episode. Season 4 Voyager episode, Demon, where they go to a planet where some bio goo just creates perfect copies of the entire crew.
Really?
And Janeway has to have a similar conversation with herself, like O'Neill did. Like, hey, don't go fucking around, all right? You're not the real
Sure.
Janeway. And she's like, no, we're both the real Janeway. And it's like, don't? Okay, fine, I won't. Like, yeah, that's all same, like a similar conversation into that. And it resolves in a similar way in a later season.
Yeah, they kill Tuvix.
That's
all you need.
Tuvix was season 2. This is
know.
season 4.
I actually haven't seen that because I can never get past Threshold.
Then just skip to the end of season 3.
Can't do it.
Oh, boy.
I see Threshold and I get so disgusted that I stop watching the series altogether.
Did you see Warlord? The one where Kes gets possessed by an ancient warlord.
That vaguely sounds familiar.
Did you see the one where the Vulcan guy goes through Ponfar?
No, I don't think so.
Did you see the one with... Okay, no, you know what? There are worse Voyager episodes than Threshold, is what I'm saying. But, yeah, no, so that Voyager episode actually aired in like May of 1998, so around similar time that they're thinking of this idea. So 2 ideas that were very, very similar happened, I think, probably independently of each other on 2 different sci-fi shows.
Yeah, I mean, one's filmed in Canada, the other one's filmed
LA, probably.
LA or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this episode's fine. I just think Harlan's a dumbass asshole.
He
That's
is.
Carl's a dumb asshole. Okay.
Yeah. Decent filler episode. Not my favorite, but it's watchable.
Well, on that note, let's move on to season 1, episode 19. There, but for the grace of God. See, that's a good classic sci-fi TV show episode name. That's like a really good like original Star Trek episode name. That's a strong episode name.
Mhm.
I'm a big fan of episode names in sci-fi shows that are like basically like old school sci-fi short story names.
I mean, it definitely sets the stage for the tone of this episode, which this is much more of a darker tone episode than we've seen before. Well, with the exception of a few
This
others.
episode goes harder than I figured it would.
Summary. Daniel Jackson, while on a planet, Daniel, his dumbass, touches an artifact he shouldn't, gets sent to an alternate timeline where the Goa'uld are invading Earth. Everything is the same but slightly different. Everyone dies in this alternate timeline. And then Daniel Jackson escapes back to his original timeline with a prophecy of doom for the future, like future Trunks.
Yes. On a very, very soiled piece of paper. Like exceptionally soiled piece of paper. Like it started out as just a standard piece of paper, but when he hands it to them at the end of that episode, it just looks wet for some reason, and I don't understand why.
Just he's sweating from being shot with like a staff weapon.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But yeah, so thoughts on the end of the world?
I mean, it's very funny that the Goa'uld go for Europe first.
Yeah.
I feel
Netherlands,
this
gone.
isn't the only. This can't be the only alien invasion thing where they go for Europe first, and then America steps in, which is a callback to
Oh, you mean Resistance Fall
yeah,
Man?
Resistance.
At one point in the episode, there's like a widescreen shot of like the globe, and it's literally just Europe and North America being attacked.
North
And-
Yeah,
Africa as well.
Well,
the two continents, Europe and North America.
well, yeah, it's like, if you're like a Somali pirate or like some terrorist living out in the middle of the desert, you're just like sitting there watching this happen, like eating popcorn. Be like, yeah, the two things I hate the most are now getting attacked and destroyed by a invading alien
if you're
space
a Somali,
force.
if
Good
you're a
times.
Somali pirate, you don't even know this is happening.
So
Yeah,
saying
you're
is
just like, what?
1998, Osama bin Laden is sitting in Afghanistan, just be like, yeah, this is pretty sweet. Right up until the Gould make their way around the Earth back to Afghanistan.
Um,
And and then somehow the Gould get bogged down in Afghanistan for 20 years. Happens to everyone.
For most of this episode, I thought I kind of figured that Daniel Jackson would find some miracle, Deus Ex Machina plot twist to fix everything. But no, everyone dies. This whole timeline is gone. I didn't think that was.
Apophis is probably still alive,
Well, it's going for the humans, for the Earth humans.
and for the Jaffa, as it
Shy
turns
Mountain's
out.
gone. Yeah, Chiloc's
Yeah.
gone, apparently. Shy Mountain's gone. Just the love nukes in this timeline.
Yeah, really, I'm surprised Daniel Jackson didn't think about that. Like when he was giving them, oh yeah, like it's from here. This is where the Jaffa homeworld is, and he just like writes it down and starts talking to them, and he does notice, oh yeah, well, okay, prep the nuke, guys. Like, seriously, you didn't think that was going to happen?
Yeah, Jack, do your thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't know Punish O'Neill. I guess this one he's Punish O'Neill because he has the graying in the temples
And the scar.
and the scar. Yeah.
He also leads the SG because this isn't the SGC, right? It's the
SGA.
SGA.
Yeah.
Did they say what the A stood for?
America.
Stargate America, Stargate Atlantis.
No, that's much later.
Yeah.
Don't think about it. But
It's
yeah,
fine.
Catherine Langford's there again. They brought her
Mhm.
back for this.
And
Yeah.
in charge.
Carter's a civilian because in every other timeline she's a civilian. Turns out.
Yep, she's got long hair somehow.
Yeah, so when Carter has long hair, she's a civilian. When she has short hair, she's military. That's how you can tell the difference.
Yeah, that checks out. What are the other major differences? I guess what was his name? Ernest is still naked on that planet because that surprises.
Hammond,
her.
Yeah, because
Hammond is a corporal.
yeah,
Colonel. Sorry, Colonel.
Yes,
Very
yes.
different ranks.
So Hammond's a colonel, and O'Neill's the general.
Yeah. And Tilk has the I Dream of Genie haircut.
Yeah.
Oh. And he also is this one where he has the goatee, or is that a different one?
No, he had like the pony on the top of his head.
like the big rat tail on his head. But does he also have the goatee, or am I thinking of something else?
No, I don't think they
think
would
it's-
have had the balls to give everyone goatees in this because that would have been too much like the Mirror Universe stuff.
Okay, look, so I don't know what I'm spoiling, but I do know at some point there's going to be an evil teal with the goatee. It's a blonde
course.
goatee? Do they
Yeah.
Well,
cast
I
it
mean,
blonde?
if you have a blonde goatee, you're evil. That's just science.
No, I don't think he's
I'm making
evil.
this up.
Like, there is the blonde goatee, but it's not him being evil.
Okay, I thought that was the Mirror Universe Teal'c. Well, at some point, I think.
Yeah, at some point we'll come to that.
Yeah. But
Um,
yeah, so this Teal'c probably could have been reasoned with if he hadn't nuked his family.
Yeah, that's true. That's a real downer.
Yeah, that's gonna really sour negotiations.
Mm-hmm.
Turns
Which
out.
yeah, that's pretty much what causes it to go south like immediately. You can see like, oh, maybe he's getting through to him. And it's like, nope. He just
Okay,
shoots
by the
O'Neill.
way, you knew he. So this is the first time we've seen the big heavy staff blazer.
Oh,
Is this
you
the first
beat
time
me
we've seen
to
it?
it.
Oh, this is
That's
the first
right.
time we've seen it.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
And
and the first scene it's in, they use it to waste O'Neill point blank,
Yeah.
which I'm sure he didn't feel anything from that.
Mhm. I think another note I made in this episode is that for whatever reason, what's this, Gary Jones?
Yeah. He gets.
He was wearing a sweater vest. Does he normally wear a sweater vest? I feel like he doesn't normally wear a
No,
sweater
he
vest.
doesn't.
So then this timeline, he just loves sweater vests.
I guess in this timeline he's allowed to wear a sweater vest.
Yeah. He also shoots guns, but I don't think he makes it. I'm pretty sure he gets
I don't
shot.
think
Yeah,
nobody
no,
nobody in this
They all
timeline
die.
makes it.
Yeah, no, they all die because the self destruct goes off and Shine Mountain vaporizes.
Yep.
But before that, Gary Jones and General Hammond get wasted in a firefight.
Yeah.
Wait,
I think what's her face like ends up in a standoff
Oh,
with a bunch of Gould or sorry, Jaffa.
Civilian Carter
Civilian
gets
Carter, she pulls out a grenade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she gets I guess captured by like half a dozen
Yeah,
Jaffa.
and
Then she's like, "Oh, by the way, I'll see you all in hell," and pulls out the grenade. And yeah,
Yeah. Which, good thing he didn't need that remote, otherwise that would be
Yeah.
real bad.
and then Catherine Langford, well, the old lady, they just cut away, or I guess they drop the blast shield from what happens to her. Probably
Yeah.
nothing good.
They just stopped and had tea with her. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. But also, again, I know that the Stargate production crew love pyro. There's no grenade that works like that.
Maybe in this universe, grenades just work like that.
Maybe this universe grenades have a kill radius of like 2 meters.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're just
I
filled
buy
with
it.
nitroglycerin.
Fireball, just like a giant fireball, and like that shakes the ground. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah,
All right.
like one weird thing about this episode specifically I found was that when they're having like the discussion of like, oh, you want us to waste our only chance on getting you back home? It's like you guys know that you could all go to that planet, right? You could all go to that planet. You can get him back home and then launch a counteroffensive from that planet. You could do that. But apparently they just couldn't figure that one out.
Yeah, well, I mean, they couldn't get the gate open in time before everyone died.
Well, wasn't the plan for the base personnel to go to their beta site?
Yeah,
That's why
and
the president was trying to get to,
yeah,
Colorado Springs.
yeah, but they couldn't get to the beta site because the Gould blockaded the Stargate, which they probably should have done beforehand. They probably should have been using that tactic for a while. I mean, you're of course going to tie up one of your own Stargates and make that unusable. But if you could deny the Stargate to your enemy, that could be useful.
That's actually pretty good strategic thinking.
Yeah, but they only do it, I guess, as blocking the back exit in a spaceship attack.
Yeah. I think Apophis is a lot smarter in this dimension than he is in the main one.
I mean, they are feudal, and feudal lords do tend to be illiterate dumbasses. So, it makes sense that they don't make full use of their strategic options. Anyone have anything else to say?
I really like the quote that came from Carter. We've lost Washington and Philadelphia, and my little brain just kind of went, "Yay!"
What do you got against Philly?
Fuck the birds. No.
What don't I have against Philly? Philly just kind of exists.
Yeah. Which Washington do you think it was? State or city?
Oh,
DC.
definitely DC.
Mm.
When people say Washington, nobody gives a rat's ass about the state.
No one cares about
Shots fired.
Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Seahawks were those. Never heard of them.
Also, wouldn't this facility
Yeah.
facility be closer geographically to Washington State?
Yes, but the Gould were like making their way like westward from Europe. So
Yep. I think this episode's good. Like, the idea that they're expecting the Gould to start doing that soon in their universe is kind of a stretch, but I guess it's sort of just like them making an excuse or making an excuse to explain what's going to happen in the finale, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a big stretch, and it doesn't make a ton of sense, but it does get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
One last note I had, when Michael Shanks is like in the office trying to get everybody to understand that he's from an alternate dimension, he has that little freak out. I thought that was a pretty good performance by him. He really sold the fact that he was freaking out over this.
Yeah, Michael Shanks did a good job of just having a panic attack in front of the camera.
Yeah, yeah.
Though my question is, shouldn't after everything Daniel Jackson the character has been through, shouldn't he keep his head on a bit better about this?
You'd think that, but like one of the first things he says when he realizes something up is he says, "Not again."
Oh, he's being left behind again. It's like, oh god, where's the fish man this time?
There is it is kind of a joke about how they're already lampshading how often like Daniel Jackson gets left behind or something.
And then we finds out that his the version of him in this world is probably already dead. He's like, oh, I'm dead. Like they killed him without killing him. They keep finding new and creative ways to kill Daniel Jackson.
Which alternate timeline character from the main cast did you like the best? I'm curious about this.
I mean, it makes sense to have Langford there.
So you like alternate reality Langford? I feel like she's just Langford, but she wasn't forced to retire.
Yeah, because I mean, just like Langford should have been involved from the very beginning. So an alternate timeline, it's like, hey, yeah, Langford is the civilian here from the very beginning.
Yeah,
This is her pet project that she spent her entire life on.
I guess they do mention that they met in this timeline, except like he was just very rude to her,
So
so
like
she left.
the only reason this whole timeline happens the way that it happens is because Daniel Jackson doesn't go on the mission to Apophis or Abydos. Like I feel like that's the split point.
But then how come Carter is a civilian and Hammond's only a colonel?
Maybe in this timeline they
Yeah.
realized that he runs too loose of a
Yeah.
ship.
Ha!
And he got depromoted.
Demoted.
Yeah, like Daniel Jackson doesn't go, and he's unable to like influence O'Neill while in the Stargate or while on Abydos. So O'Neill's still more cynical. O'Neill does activate the nuke, doesn't stop it, and as a result, O'Neill stays in the military because his cynicism is still with him, like to an extreme. I'm spitballing here, but
I mean, yeah, there's probably all kinds of things that could have happened with that. But
which while we're
yeah, like just like
now that we've sorry, another thing I wanted to point out. Now that we've established that there are multiple dimensions, could we just say that like since the movie is slightly different from this, did the movie happen in a different dimension?
The next episode will answer that.
Oh,
I don't want to. I I don't want to go that
don't want to go there.
far
Okay.
with it. No, I don't want to go there.
I,
But I will say that as far as the military going back in and plundering the advanced warehouses they go to, this is not the last time we will see the mirror device.
Nope.
Oh, excellent. I guess it would make sense that they would take it with them eventually because they know where it is.
Yeah, because I mean it's an abandoned alien warehouse full of all kinds of random nonsense. That like
Yeah.
all that shit's going in Area 51.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Which means that the interdimensional mirror device in Area 51 will occasionally spit out something from an alternate dimension, like an SCP or something.
Cool.
Just something to remember.
I'm sure that won't be annoying as hell.
Long hair Carter, short haired Carter. Just keep all this in mind.
Fair enough.
All right. Does anyone have anything else?
No.
I mean, this episode just kind of like happens at a breakneck pace.
Yeah,
right?
it does. I like this episode.
It doesn't really give you time to dwell on anything that's happening, but it's a good episode.
Yeah.
Like,
I like that they go for it. That they go for the whole, this whole dimension, it's gone. It's fucked. All your characters are dead.
yeah.
Gohan grew up and then got just absolutely destroyed by the androids.
I like it any time screenwriters take the effort to remind us how just ruthless and vicious kind of like the bad guys are. Because throughout the season, obviously you have to have the crew survive, escape, and it just always makes Apophis and his Jaffa look like a bunch of dumbasses. So this was a good reminder of just how vicious and powerful the Gold actually are.
When they set their minds and resources to it.
Yeah. Or at the very least, this is what they're capable of. Like they can
when they put all their resources towards one thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's no plot armor to save the day.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, so going once, going twice, sold. There but for the grace of God, great episode name. Now we have the penultimate episode. Season 1, episode 20, Politics.
In which case, the
Can
name of this reminds me of that bit in History of the World where Mel Brooks just goes, politics. Anyway.
Yeah. Can I do the quick synopsis of this episode?
Oh, by all means.
We needed to save money, so we did a clip show for the second last episode of the season.
We got
There's more to it than that.
There's actual plot.
Really, that's what it is, right? This episode is roughly like maybe like 40% new stuff and 60% clips.
Yeah.
But this is introducing what that
Senator Kinsey.
Senator Kinsey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like Senator Kinsey comes and shuts down the program. Also, it's story time. Let me tell you about something that happened a long, long time ago. A whole 20 episodes ago.
I mean, when this would have first aired, 20 episodes ago would have been several months ago.
But
yeah, this is
still
like
in the same year.
And this episode will come out in what?
And
March?
also, people were watching this. People were watching this on TV at a specific time, and if you missed an episode, you couldn't have gone back to watch it unless it was rerun.
And then also, like reruns are all out of order. So you see this,
but it's the first season. It's the first season.
I guess
we do not need a recap episode in the first season.
But that's the thing; it doesn't even do a good job recapping things.
Terrible.
It's basically just like, it's the senator presenting reasons why he thinks that you should be shut down, or them presenting reasons why they think they should stay, and it's just random clips from random episodes, being shown here and there. Like there feels like there's no cohesiveness to this episode because of it.
Yeah. There's also that.
And it's frustrating because this actually does introduce like characters that, from what I understand, are actually important.
Yeah, Kinsey is a recurring villain.
Yeah, and a major plot point happens in this where it's like, like this place costs what? Like, did they say something about like $7 billion to keep the lights on every year?
$8 billion, something like that.
7.4.
So I set $7.407 billion a year, which I was going to get to this later, but I can do this now. When you adjust for inflation, that's $14.84 billion, which for military spending, if you think in the year of our Lord,
nothing.
2025, that's nothing. That's a sneeze.
Have we crossed we haven't crossed the $1 trillion mark quite yet, have we?
For military spending,
we're close. We haven't crossed it yet.
We're close.
But
so I went and looked up the federal budget in 1998 because that's how I do things.
I know you somewhat.
So the total federal budget was $1.69 trillion, 1998, in 1988 money, and there was no deficit. That was the year where there was a $70 billion surplus in the budget, and the total military budget was $268 billion. So the Stargate program cost like 5% of their military budget, and they're sending guys to other planets fighting alien gods and like picking up random laser weapons to bring back.
Yeah,
Well, they haven't done that
I
yet.
do still, even still, I feel like this particular program would have been significantly more well funded.
I mean, you can do a lot. You can do more than the number of extras they have for $7 billion in Bill Clinton money.
So if this
That's
like
true.
actually existed, this would be the most successful military program of all history. I mean, $7.5 billion, and you're getting space travel, alien weapons, alien tech. It would be a no brainer. Like
Resources,
Senator-
so many resources, like
access to so many
like
resources.
look,
Yeah.
we've got this space gate, right? We can go anywhere. We can drill for oil anywhere. We can do fracking anywhere. We don't have to worry about fucking up our own planet anymore. We could just go do it somewhere else.
we don't need to.
And also we've discovered a new mineral that is an infinite superconductor.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely, it pays for itself.
Yeah.
Over
Let's not forget
time.
they also discovered fentanyl.
Also discovered
Yeah. The most profitable of ventures, fentanyl.
We found entire new
Yes.
civilizations to build McDonald's in. Like,
Yeah, so obviously this is worth the money. Even like it's $7 billion. It's like that's.
And I could guarantee you they'd be fighting the hell out of the Gould. Fuck them. We have capitalism to enact.
Yes, McDonald's private space militia getting into firefights with feudal slave
With
armies.
ancient, with
Sure.
space gods. Fuck the space gods. We're here for all the free resources.
Ronald McDonald does not give a fuck.
in the Stargate
But no, like-
universe, when people reference the Red Army, it's the PMC for Coca-Cola.
Oh no.
So the premise is absurd on its face.
Yeah.
Kind of.
The senator wanting to shut it down because it's too expensive, which no, it's not.
And
Yeah, but I feel like that's just the writers not understanding how economics works.
well, I don't know if it's.
Is
I don't know.
that- is
I
that-
wouldn't say that. I would say it's the writers needing to write a story with what they've been given. They needed a clip show.
yeah, but
Yeah.
you could have just said more money. You could have just said more money.
And also, this isn't how the
when you
government works.
need
either.
to write 22 episodes a season, some things are just not going to be very good.
Yeah.
But also, this okay. So I think West Wing didn't premiere until late '98. So no one knew how the government worked in television.
You know, that's
yet.
a good point, Boardmaster,
Uh,
because if one man can shut down an entire military program,
a
then
senator. A
that
senator
man has way too much power.
like a senator is like okay, yes, he's chair of the Appropriations Committee for the Senate. There's also one of the House as well.
But yeah, but the weird
And-
thing about those committees is that it's basically just like a bunch of bullshit that they pay to be in so they could have influence. Like it doesn't
Yeah,
mean
but-
anything.
Yeah, and also for military spending, like if this is like black ops spending, like that's just a black box. We need this amount of money for, and that's always approved.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how much it is. They're like, if we don't do this, the entire country will collapse tomorrow. They're like, okay, sign the check.
Yeah.
It's black ops spending, which is always like some small percent of the military budget.
And weirdly enough, I think they drop what the code name of this facility is. Like they actually just straight
Oh.
up call it Area 52,
Yeah.
right?
I was gonna bring that up. But yes, that's very good. That's very funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, right?
I mean,
I thought it was
it
funny,
is,
too.
but it is,
That was
but I
very
feel
funny.
like the Area 52 joke has been used before in other places, although I can't name any of those places right now.
Yeah. Isn't there an Area
Maybe it's
52 in
after
like real
the show.
life?
Yes.
Yeah,
mean-
because the areas are just squares on a map.
There's an Area 51 in real life, and we don't know what's there, but it's probably not an alien craft.
There's an Area 50, and it's just
It-
a piece of desert. There's an
It's
Area
where
49.
we develop
There's
and
an Area
make stealth
53.
aircraft, let's be honest.
Yes, probably
Yeah.
something like that.
I mean, there's a reason why anytime you see a UFO sighting, it's always out on the West Coast and primarily in the state of Nevada. But that's a different conversation for a different podcast.
Nowadays, it's all fucking drones too. Here's a question: like, what did you guys think of his like? So, what were like the major like points that the senator had saying like this is why you should be shut down, right? Like, I feel like what was the first one like? Oh, we could probably handle these guys.
That was the infuriating
it's
thing. So it goes
Yeah.
from being like, "Oh, we're opening up Pandora's box. There's so many threats," and then later in the episode, he's dismissing that Goa'uld by citing all the instances where SG-1 defeated the Jaffa. It felt like he was contradicting himself.
Maybe
Yeah.
he was more concerned about all the space clap they were bringing back.
Yes, which they did bring up at one point.
I do think this senator is right to question them on some of their practices, like containment, especially.
And that's fine.
But they sort of give the impression that this guy has made up his mind before they even testified one iota, right?
Oh yeah.
But he's not there criticizing procedure. He's there trying to shut down the entire thing. I mean, if he just showed up, be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, we need to be better," that's understandable. That's, I feel like, probably part of his actual job in real life. But to be like, "Nah, I don't like you guys, so I'm just going to shut down the program," that's bullshit.
Yeah. And oddly enough, like they don't mention certain things where like if they did mention them, you could sort of understand what he's saying. Like for instance, they did bring up the planet where everyone ages really quickly, right? And that's part of the
Yeah.
whole like quarantine things. You could have easily written in of him saying like I don't appreciate you sleeping around with 19-year-old or 19-day-old women on the job. Like you could have
To be
brought
fair,
that
he
up.
did get roofied.
He
I
did get
guess.
He
roasted.
also didn't. He also didn't. I almost said something terrible.
Didn't what?
I'm not going to finish that sentence. I'll let the audience put it together.
Didn't what?
Yeah, but there again, like if he
Your Honor.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Like there are just straight up like situations where you could say like, "Hey, like you guys fucked up royally," and those aren't really even brought up.
Yeah, it's again like if he came in there and was haranguing them for being a bunch of dumb assholes, that's like there's no defense for that. It's like yeah, they're idiots.
Yeah,
But
and some
him
of the
going in
clips.
there,
Mhm.
also yeah, the clips have nothing to do with anything.
Well, they just seemed random. And like at one point, they're like, "Oh, the Goulds are like, you know," he's saying like, "Oh, they're not a threat because this one guy had a javelin missile or a Stinger missile." It's like, "Oh, okay."
that is a very cherry picked example, but okay, technically true.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I
you
mean,
almost
I
get the
guess
feeling that they just wanted to show that scene again because they probably paid a lot of money to do it.
hey man, that was a really cool shot.
It was, but like,
Yeah.
really?
And the funny thing is, in real life, when you fire a missile like that, you don't see the missile fly through the air. It's just you just see like the vapor trail. But so as I'm watching this episode, I'm thinking to myself, as the senator is referencing all these cases, if they just had not shown the clip, if he just like talked about, hey, this is what has happened in the past, and they continue to bicker and argue about it, it would have made this episode so much better. I'm game for a bottle episode if there's a lot of tension and back and forth in it, and I felt like they missed an opportunity here.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think you're absolutely right. If they had just mentioned these things as parts of the plot rather than, constantly cutting away to these clips from episodes from the very same season and just actually wrote in other stuff in between to fill it out, you would have had a completely fine episode,
Yeah,
really.
yeah. I mean, they did a
Like just introduce a B plot and then just have that B plot happen in between the sessions of
yeah,
the testimony. It's
and
not
they did
hard.
a great job of making me dislike Senator Kinsey. Um, Mission accomplished. You didn't need the clips.
The
And I
clips
mean,
just
yeah,
made it quicker.
they got Ronnie Cox for Senator Kinsey as well. And like, you're not gonna use the whole Cox when you get Ronnie Cox. Like, he was the bad guy at RoboCop and Total Recall. He's like the biggest get they've gotten so
He,
far, as far as guest
yeah,
actors.
he's a good douchey politician.
Like, he's very good. He does a great job. And he and Richard Dean Anderson like got that good like antagonistic bouncing up back and forth with each other, like really really well. And then they do clips. They don't
Yeah.
just have Richard Dean Anderson and Ronnie Cox just bicker at each other for 40 minutes, which would be great.
It definitely feels like a missed
Yeah.
opportunity.
So the Air Force captain, or I think he was a colonel that was on the side of Senator Kinsey. I think his name is
Samuels.
I felt like he got completely overshadowed because wasn't there an earlier episode where he was trying to be the guy? It's like, oh, we shouldn't be going through the Stargate, and you know,
I think I like the
yeah,
first couple episodes he was the
and he
shithead.
completely got overshadowed here.
Yeah, he was
I
the
mean,
shithead who wanted to like pretty much send all of those guys to Area 51 to make shit for them.
no, that was Mayborn.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
Mayborn?
That's a different recurring character. That's a different recurring villain.
Oh, really? I just assumed they were the same person because they're wearing very similar uniforms.
Because they're in the military.
Yeah.
No, Samuels was a guy from the first couple episodes who was being shitlord about things,
Yeah,
and
he was the one who said we need weapons, right?
something like that, and then he went off to the Pentagon. He shows up here, and do we ever see him? I don't know if we see him very much after this.
Is this a weird shithead passing the torch moment? Is that what this is?
Pretty much, because now Mayborn's the shithead.
Okay.
We have two primary shitheads right now.
Yeah, but it's gonna go down to one because Samuel just kind of disappears after his Kinsey gambit fails.
Well, I was referring to Mayborn and Kinsey, but
Oh, right, yeah, because now Kinsey is here as a shithead. Yeah, there's a rotating cast of honor
Shitheads?
shitheads. Yeah.
The Wheel of Shitheads. Who's it going to be this week?
John Delancey. Oh wait, I should cut that out. Okay.
It's fine.
All right. So Justin, you like that Independence Day reference, huh?
I mean, I'd caught it, but it was extremely obvious what they were pointing
Yeah,
towards.
like I noticed that immediately.
Okay then. So no one says anything about the Independence Day
I don't know. That's
reference.
the weird thing about this episode is there's really not much to say because they literally took the easy way out and just like reused a bunch of work they already did, right? Like I don't know. What to tell
I
you.
saw the I
Oh,
saw
this
the
is-
parts of this episode that matter, and which is not much. It's honestly the introduction of Senator Kinsey, who I'm reading on the wiki, eventually turns into Vice President Robert Kinsey, and I can't imagine who he's supposed to be emulating there in 2005. But I don't have much to say about this episode. I don't think there's anything to say about it. It sucks. It's a shitty clip episode.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I would.
Wait, Tyler, is this the second time Christianity's been referenced?
oh, the part where they start going back about how he's a God-fearing man. So the first commandment episode, you get
references to Christianity.
and then here you have the politician being like, "Oh, I'm a God-fearing man."
There's only one God, and he's not dressed like that. Yeah.
So for a second, Kinsey thought he was at a campaign rally in like Alabama.
Okay, so here's a question. Like, you all are probably more equipped to guess this than I am. But where would your guess be? Like, what state do you think he's a senator
Kentucky?
from?
Could be anything. No, he doesn't do the fake accent like Kentucky politicians do. And it's the '90s. Like it's a bit different there. Like he could have been
Indiana,
like a California Republican,
Iowa.
or a
My bet would be Iowa,
or like an Iowa Democrat.
Yeah,
like that's basically the same thing in the '90s.
Yeah, at the time he could be either, but like these days I would peg him as like Midwest, probably
Ohio,
somewhere,
probably
Indiana,
Ohio. Yeah, Ohio. There you
being
go.
a
Ohio.
Republican from Ohio.
Yeah,
big
but
fan of
see,
Cleveland.
Here's the thing. Even in the '90s, there were no Republicans who were like, "We need to slash the military budget. I don't trust the military." That wasn't Republican. That was, if anyone, it would have been a
and
Democrat.
even
but then
then
he goes on about being a God-fearing man.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
they basically put in
his
the worst.
mannerism and everything does. I don't want to get like particularly into partisan politics here, but does scream Republican to me. That probably says a lot about me.
So I think they put in the worst stereotypes of both '90s Republicans and Democrats into one character, so that anyone watching it can see like the enemy.
Yeah, it's
basically
pretty much what.
That's actually kind of smart.
Pretty much what Bowmaster has said.
Which means he's a blue dog.
I was gonna say, does that mean he's basically part of the Libertarian Party? Like, is that what this is?
No.
He doesn't smoke enough weed.
They would have wanted to spread capitalism to the stars. No, he wouldn't
It's
be
true.
a Libertarian.
You're right.
But no, so he's both a Republican and a Democrat.
He's a generic
ways.
enough politician that Republicans can project their feelings about Democrats onto him, and Democrats can project their feelings on Republicans onto him. I feel like that's these days it would be less obvious. I mean, it would be more obvious which one he's supposed to be, but like at the time.
Yeah, but for the '90s, because again, he's like, oh, I don't trust the military. Do we have the greatest military on earth? Like he's doing both in the same episode.
Double speaking.
He's both parties. Yeah. He's both parties.
He plays both sides. That way, he always comes out on top.
Exactly. He's not Littlefinger though. Almost.
Yeah.
But not quite. Okay, so I think we've touched on the major points here. Oh, I do have a question. What does God need with a Stargate?
To send nukes through.
Okay, that's the answer. All of my Star Trek V fans out there will get that.
Yep. Hey, that movie's all right.
Oh, geez, now that's a hot take. Let's not unpack that. I'm not going to unpack that. All right, we're
that line's really good. That line's really good.
That line's very funny. No, I'm not gonna.
It's funny how quickly everything unravels after that too. It's just like, yo, motherfucker, we caught you.
We're not gonna. So you like the off-brand Tatooine cantina at the beginning, and Uhura's sexy dance on top of. No, I'm not. I can't. I can't
tell
say
you want to, but let's talk about the next episode.
All right, so the final episode of the season, Season 1, Episode 21, Within the Serpent's Grasp.
Our first two-parter.
Kind of mid-episode title. The first part of a two-parter, but really part 3 of a four-parter if you think about it.
That's true.
In this episode, SG-1 is insubordinate, as always. They go through the gate to the place that Daniel said they should go. They end up on a Goa'uld mothership. They stealth around a bit, get captured, get uncaptured, get re-uncaptured. They find the Zat guns. They meet Chlorel Skara, and end up in Earth orbit at the end.
I guess one thing we should mention is that the Senator does in fact shut down SGC,
Yeah. Okay. So.
and that's why this is them doing the insubordination thing.
Yeah, so the SGC does get shut down, and if you shut down a military base, it does not happen that
Well, it's
fast.
defunded. I don't think it's shut down.
It's defund. It also you don't defund things that quickly,
Yeah.
like especially the military.
Al-
Especially the military, it does not shut down.
Also,
that
wouldn't
fast.
like the entirety of Congress have something to say about where $7.4 billion is going?
Yes, because back in the 90s, there was a budget that had to get passed.
And Senator Kinsey was just one member of a committee.
Yeah, so he could have raised a stink in the next budget cycle, but would have no say in and immediately shutting down a military base.
Yeah. But this show has no interest in the actual inner workings of politics. Instead,
No, that's the West
we aren't
Wing.
going to listen to the
I'm
man.
sorry.
We're going to go save the Earth ourselves. Let's go to this spaceship.
Well, they don't know it's a spaceship. They think
Yeah,
they're
that's true.
gonna
They
go
don't
to
know it's a spaceship.
the military base and Black Ops away through it with only one Black Ops person on the team.
But they are all wearing black this episode, and they don't have the Stargate patches on them or anything.
That's how you know they're being sneaky.
This is a sneaking mission.
Really, for the most part, they get very lucky in this episode when you consider where they are.
They do acquire weapons on site, so this is a sneaking mission.
That's true. So actually, here's the thing about those weapons. What are those
Zat
little
guns?
hand
Okay.
lasers?
Zat.
The Zatnik cells.
Yeah, so Teal'c makes a very specific point to say, hey, yeah, one shot just basically stuns a person and makes them feel immense pain. They can't move. Second shot will kill them. Doesn't say anything about a third shot. We learned about the third shot later. But when they're more or less immediately found out after they find these weapons, Carter makes a point to shoot that dude twice. Just straight up. She's like, yeah, this is going to kill him. Pop, pop.
Carter's a real one. I don't know what you're looking for.
Yeah, I guess.
She was venting on that Jaffa from all the times Mr. Harlan referred to her as a woman.
And just the Hathor episode, she really needs to just shoot.
This is what happens when you acknowledge my gender.
Bop bop.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. So that guy's dead.
Are awesome. I call them penis pistols, but
so does Michael Shanks, I guess. So a bit of trivia. Most of the cast were not fans of the Zats. They thought it was stupid. They're like, "What is this thing?" I guess the prop sucked, and they're like, "This thing's stupid." And Michael Shanks apparently, in particular, really hated just conceptually the Zat guns because he actually thought about the lore implications of it all, and it just made him mad for the entire series.
I mean, they look stupid. I'll give him that.
So that's why the actors seem unenthusiastic during the exposition about the Zat guns.
They're not ergonomic. They kind of just look like an S. It doesn't make sense how you would. I don't know. They look stupid, but they seem real effective.
Well, the special effect when they fire the pistol, to me, that looks cool. And if they had just...
It's a sound effect.
Yeah, if they had just made the pistol like a stun gun, it would have... I feel like it would have made them a lot more appealing. Because why wouldn't Jaffa need a stun gun to control, a slave population? You don't want to be constantly killing your slaves and having to replace them.
I guess, but if you happen to hit the trigger twice, that person's dead anyways.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is the writer should have just made it
that out.
Shrinkage.
Yeah, it's just this giant stun gun. It's kind of like how in Star Wars, apparently all you have to do is press a button and it goes from stun to kill. Doesn't
Star Trek also do that?
Star Trek was the first to do that. But phasers have different strength settings. So you have to like turn, you have to like mess with some dials or buttons on the thing, and then you can do like you
But,
know,
like-
like this just stuns a little bit, or like it knocks them out, or it probably kills someone, or if like I really need to melt this
But
rock.
like that makes way more sense. Like the whole shoot first they're knocked out, shoot twice they're dead thing is dumb. Being able to set a setting on your weapon is something we do in real life. But ours is like semi or full.
Yeah, semi or full
Yeah.
phasers.
Semi-dead or full
automatic
dead.
Yes.
And
Is this Schrodinger's cat reference again? Is that what
Do
this
what?
is?
Oh no. Showing your Zat gun.
Yeah. If we've shot you with the Zat gun, you're in a state of half death because if we shoot you again, you're dead. Something. I
And
don't know.
and they never define like the amount of time between shots that would count as a second shot.
Yeah, is it just like a lifetime expenditure? Like you get shot once?
No, it's like a few minutes, I think.
Okay.
And there are times where people get shot and then they apparently are not like fully stunned. They basically get right back up.
So I guess it's like how well can you no sell a taser?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Just that you just shonen your way through the pain.
Yep.
I mean, you get Zat gunned enough, like you can pick yourself up
Yeah.
after a while.
Can
You piss yourself the first time,
you
but subsequent
can you build
times-
up an immunity to the Zat gun? Is that the play here? Is that
Only one way to
is
find
that how
out.
you beat the Gould? You just have all your soldiers get zatted every day.
like time for daily tasering? That's bad for your heart. That has to be bad for your heart.
I would imagine it's quite
Yeah,
bad for your
well, the
heart.
ones that die probably weren't going to be good soldiers anyway.
Okay, we're going that
Just
route, huh?
just being an asshole.
No, like the Gold is bored and he like wants some entertainment, so he's like, guys, just go grab the Zats guns. We're gonna do a little like 10-man team Slayer, and whoever wins, I don't know, gets like an extra ration or like 2 hours off tomorrow.
Just have them studs and got each other for fun. You know what? If Zat guns were actually part of military equipment, most
soldiers would be like, "Can I have a rock instead?"
well, no. Most soldiers would get bored on deployment and then zap each other for fun.
Yeah. So apparently, like how in the third tab it just absolutely disintegrates someone out of existence, like perfectly.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, they came up with that feature, like on set because it's like, oh, we just knocked out all these guards, but we have more guards coming, and wouldn't they see the knocked out guards on the ground? So it was like a last minute decision to bring that feature in.
I mean,
And
I did. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I don't think we see that disintegration feature after season 2, season 3. Like, even the show
Yeah.
writers admit that it's dumb, and eventually you will never see it again.
I suggested, I guess I suggested in our chat that these Zat guns seem like they were invented for this episode to solve a couple of writing problems in this episode, and then were never intended to be seen again. But they already had the props for them.
Yeah, you see these a lot.
I mean, once you exposition something, it's part of the universe, and they have to deal with it. They learned that the hard way after this episode. Yeah. So there's also the big sphere. Everyone's pondering the giant sphere.
Yeah, we got the giant orb.
Yeah, the orb. Everyone's pondering the orb that Apophis uses to give announcements through.
Mm-hmm. I'd ponder the TV orb as well.
There's.
What did you guys think of the Showtime joke?
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it was something. I kind of rolled my eyes when I heard it, but at the same
I
time, I
don't
get it.
remember which Showtime joke.
So when they show up, I think he says something along the lines of like this thing can communicate with whatever the heck. It could see all sorts of things, and he says, "Does it get Showtime?"
Oh, okay, fair enough.
You know, saying another reference to Teal'c that he would totally understand, while also like poking fun at the fact that you're a television show on Showtime. This was still on Showtime at the time, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
still on Showtime.
Okay. But this is the first return of Skara since the original
Yep,
pilot,
first
right?
episode, Children of the Gods.
Yep.
Mhm.
So now we have Chlorel to deal with. How does everyone feel about seeing Scar again?
It's fine. I think it's very funny how quickly they're able to have Scar emerge again by just apparently, all it takes is a nice tase. But it was good to see like that plot point come up. It definitely like changes the stakes of what's happening. I mean, there's already pretty high stakes, right? Like at that point, they realize they're on a starship. They're basically trapped here, so they can't really warp out because they're a moving target. And at the same time, this is straight up someone that O'Neill is interested in looking for and trying to save, right?
Yeah.
So it puts a lot on the character's plate at once, which is appropriate for a season finale, I think.
Yeah, there's all the stakes going on here. Stakes everywhere. All right. So how's actually? So as my interest Tower the most. How do you feel about their I guess team tactics going through the ship? You can tell that they had a military advisor with with O'Neill and Carter trying to cover each other while they're going down the hallway. But it seems like whatever the military advisor they had on set didn't quite get through to them that
Yeah.
well because there's
I-
some there's some points where they're pointing guns at each other by
I'm pretty
accident.
sure Michael Shanks just said, what the hell with the military advisor. I play GoldenEye on the N64, so I'm dual wielding pistols here.
I mean, Daniel Akimbo.
Yeah.
Is pretty good though.
There's a still picture that I've shown of him just like holding the two guns ahead of himself as far away from his face as he could with his eyes closed and his like teeth gritting. And it's very funny because it looks like he's never fired a pistol before. And they were probably firing
He
Like,
probably
yeah,
they
never
were probably
has.
firing blanks out of those pistols.
And his blanks would have been loud and
Yeah.
bright, and like Mike Shanks was like, fuck this, I don't want to deal with this.
It's worth noting just in case someone hasn't figured it out. One-handing a pistol is not good. It not only are you completely inaccurate, it doesn't feel good on your hand. You can't do it very well.
I like to think he was just suppressing fire in a hallway.
Sure. But even then,
While just standing completely
even if your eyes are open, unless you've practiced a lot doing it, you're not going to actually hit anything.
Well,
yeah. Which we know Daniel has not practiced a lot of anything in terms of combat.
It is very funny that he pops out of the doorway and like crouches in the middle of the hallway, Counter-Strike style, and just starts blasting.
Yeah. Does he even hit anybody?
Does anybody hit anybody? It really does seem like Carter.
Does.
Yeah.
I mean, Scar gets zapped real good. That counts as a hit, right? That one who gets zapped twice. Well, 3 times even.
And then at the end, O'Neill puts 2 into Scar.
Yeah.
To close out the episode. Oh no, they killed Scar right next to a sarcophagus.
I would point out Carter knows what she's doing because if you look at her MP5 in the episode, she has she does the thing where it's like 2 clips, like electrical taped together. That way, when you run out of bullets in one, you just grab it and shove it right back in. You don't have to pull another clip off your belt or your jacket. So
Carter probably has the highest kill count this episode.
Carter might have the highest kill count this season. Somebody needs to do the calculations.
Maybe.
If that's possible.
How many Gould has she killed with grenades? At least like 5.
Does alternate
count?
universe Carter count?
Yeah, because that would be another 5 if so.
Like 6 or 7 guys in there. There were a lot of Jaffa in that room.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and she killed those 3 guys on Chilak with a grenade.
yeah.
Most powerful grenade.
Sam
existence.
Carter yeets nades.
Yeah, no. Carter is a killing machine actually. Just knife fighting Mongols, throwing grenades, clearing out an entire hallway of Jaffa with an MP5.
I mean, it's what it's there for, the MP5.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell.
I'm trying to think, like, how many things has O'Neill taken down at this point? Like,
he did a lot in the first episode in Children of the Gods, and
yeah, because there's a big firefight at the end of Children of the Gods. We don't see how many kills everyone gets, but he was spraying the whole time. He was definitely shooting.
He was. People. Which we got to see more of that episode again this week because we got to see clips from that fucking episode. Once again, that whole sequence of them, like, of the Teal'c betrayal is like, all of those guards need to be the dumbest motherfuckers in the world. Just the dumbest motherfuckers ever. Oh no, this guy's betrayed us. Let me shoot at these random people without weapons instead of the people with weapons.
Seriously, I'm looking through my notes.
To be fair, it is a
To
be fair, it is a highly authoritarian society. And when the guy who you've been told to slavishly follow your entire life suddenly starts shooting, you probably have no idea what's going on. And you're not thinking logically at the moment.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they're able to hold it together for the most part this episode, so.
Okay, so some notes from me. At the very beginning, Hammond would not be shredding documents. All that stuff is going into a box and into Area 51. You would think that if they shut down the base, that the first thing they would do is pull power to the gate. You would think.
Yeah, they do make a note that they have people still off.
They said that they're waiting for some people to return.
Oh, okay. All right. This is also the first time we see a Gould shipping crate.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, this crate. Like the
I'm
cargo
pretty
crates.
sure. I'm pretty sure Teal'c says this is the equivalent of your shipping crate or cargo crate or something.
Yeah, first
it's
time.
Just overly fancy to call it something like that, but sure.
Yeah, so it's the first time we see those. Once you have a prop, you reuse the prop. That's all I'm going to say there.
Excellent. This is why we see the Zats.
Yes. Oh yeah. Did everyone notice Ferretti? He's the head of SG-2 now.
Yes, I did notice Ferretti.
The B plot back at base. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's Ferretti. He's still around.
Oh,
good on Ferretti.
Good old Ferretti. I'm sure nothing bad will happen to him.
Oh God.
I don't remember.
Oh no, Freddy. Anyway,
Ferretti.
Not Ferretti.
And then I have a whole thing about C4 that I want to get into. But does anyone have anything else to say about the
I think we've established the fact that Stargates can actually be ship mounted now, and when you dial an address, you're kind of dialing like a big, huge area, and you're just hoping a Stargate is in that vicinity.
Yeah, basically, you're dialing like. Yeah, I guess you're sending the signal to a solar
like a
system.
point in space.
And if there's like a very large area of space, like several AU probably area of space, and if there's a gate there, it connects. So the cell phones actually.
So if the Gould have spaceships that can get to and from a place as fast as the ship does in this episode, are Stargates really useful anymore? Because you can't put anything as I guess they're useful for teleporting people, but like we've pointed out the issues with the logistics of like putting large equipment through a Stargate before. I guess
Yeah,
it's
that's.
far
I mean,
fewer resources to just get a few people through.
Yeah. It also depends on where you're going. Like, if you're a system lord and you're just going to one of your slave worlds, why not just go through the Stargate because it's controlled? You don't have to worry about you walking into, like, a field of fire, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I
why hop
guess.
on your spaceship? It would take longer than just step through the Stargate.
I'm not saying they aren't useful. I just feel like Galled spaceships will be used way more often.
Oh, well, I think we're getting
so
to
so
spoiler
all right.
territory
So the thing
here,
with that,
Adam.
well, no, I think within the context of this episode, Teal said that those attack ships should travel at 10 times the speed of light. And the car says, "Oh, they'll take us a year to get to Earth." So it was like only 10 light years away, which that's actually that's like Bernard Star or what have you. That's actually very close to Earth. So I guess Teal'c was used to these things being used in like short hops, or it's like, yeah, you send these to another system in like your system lord territory, and it's going to take a while for them to get there. But you could get there instantly through a Stargate.
Uh,
So it's just this time the engine is 100 times more powerful than he's used
yeah,
to.
it's also worth mentioning. 10 times the speed of light is fast, but it's still not that fast because like you're
Exactly.
still the universe is large. I don't know if anybody knows this. It's very big. Traveling like that fast is still not going to get you to Earth that much faster. You're still going to be spending, hundreds of years in a spaceship.
So I guess that's why they weren't used that often before this episode. But someone made a better engine at some point,
Ah.
which means they can now do magic going anywhere in the galaxy in a matter of hours
Yeah.
or days.
And
Yeah.
another thing,
Probably a real problem for
yeah,
Earth.
another thing to just keep in the back of your mind is there's a lot of ghouls out there that are constantly competing with each other. So you kind of need to keep your warships handy. You just don't want to keep moving them around aimlessly.
Because this is
Yeah.
like this is like one of those ancient Roman or ancient Persian like barbarian extermination campaigns
Mm-hmm.
where it's not the highest priority, but you eventually put together a force. It's not your full force; it's just what you can spare. And then you march them off to the edges of the
Mm-hmm.
world to go exterminate some
Oh,
random
yes.
barbarians that
Oh,
you don't
yes, the
like.
barbarians. Not really a problem for the Romans until they are.
Yeah.
Until they are. Well, I mean, it's like well, I mean, think of the Persians with like Marathon and the Greek Wars, where it took Darius and Xerxes like 20 years to like find the time to put together resources to like march them over to Greece and like burn down the cities.
At this point, Stargate Command is a nuisance. It's not really a big problem. And in this episode, we established the fact that Apophis only sends 2 ships to conquer Earth. And we know he has an armada. Armada?
And
Armada.
Armada
Words are difficult.
Sometimes they are.
and he well, does he have a Miata?
I
Anyway,
mean,
He might
he
have
might have a
two.
Miata.
but yeah, so these are just like the ships he can spare going on like a royal uh barbarian pacification campaign with his son. Get his son some like military experience under his belt because he's like a
Yeah.
year old.
Apophis is there to just sit back, eat popcorn, and watch human cities burn as he gives his son all the credit.
This is, yeah, it's that's I found the emperor I was looking for. It's like when Septimius Severus like took his idiot sons to go like exterminate northern England, like southern Scotland, and it's like you put together like a spare army. You take your idiot kids with you. You go up. You burn down a bunch of barbarian villages and towns and like fortified areas. Uh, and it's like a royal hunting expedition, but for people. And that's like how ancient empires would treat it, and that's probably how like the system lords would treat it. So that's basically what Apophis is doing here. But then SG-1 shows up, obviously, and starts opening fire.
Yeah, and they take out quite a few guys.
And yeah, like see, so the heat signatures on Death Gliders, you can get missile lock on them, clearly. Ground Jaffa aren't that, like, if we're doing like a division versus like whatever expeditionary force Apophis would have on one of these ships. You can handle them like in ground combat. It's just probably like the energy shields around the motherships would be the problems. So it's just like Independence Day or Halo in that regard.
I mean, even in the Halo novels, the humans are able to take care of Covenant ships eventually. It's just
Yeah, you just get some guys on the inside
No.
that's
E-
not shielded, and they run
even in ship-to-ship combat, they're able to do it, but it
like
costs
200
way
to
more
1.
resources than
Yeah,
the
it's
humans
a
have.
it's a 4-to-1 ratio
Yeah.
in the Halo universe.
4 to 1. I thought
No,
it was like
no,
4 to 1.
It's less than that. Like in the Halo universe, there's a reason why the Covenant can't just completely wipe out the humans in no time flat. Like the humans are able to fight back, just not effectively enough.
yeah. Well,
Also, those games make a point of saying that on ground combat, or at least the books make a point of saying in ground combat, the humans are much better able to resist.
yeah.
Yeah, and like it's the same thing here, probably. Like if you landed all of those Jaffa like somewhere other than like a isolated military base, like that would be like a fair ground
Yeah,
fight.
like that's honestly like that's the thing right now. Our problem is vehicles and technology because we have plenty of things to blow up infantry.
But spaceships with energy shields
Yeah,
are a
we
different
don't. We just
problem
our
entirely.
spaceships are. We don't even have spaceships that could do space combat.
I mean, do we even have like ground-based missile systems that could hit an object in space?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
That you
Can you
have, yeah.
reprogram ICBMs
Because
to
we
do
can.
that?
most of those missiles are meant to be aimed at cities.
We could, if necessary, shoot a missile into near Earth space. We have simulated deployments of missiles to asteroids in just in case scenarios. Not that it would help all that much, but yes, we can do that.
Okay,
The problem,
so just mount a MIRV on top of an Atlas
sure,
5 and shoot
but
it
the
up.
problem is we can't send like a spaceship manned with humans out and do some like space naval combat stuff. Like we're nowhere near that level of technology, if that level of technology is even attainable.
And in the Stargate world, they're not there yet.
Well, I mean, the Goa'uld are there yet, but we're not.
But
The
we're not
humans-
in the Stargate world of 1998. They're
I'm
not
sure
there yet.
someone will figure out how to put a gun on a spaceship someday.
It'll probably be Jeff Bezos, unfortunately.
Listen, The Expanse is a very good television show.
That it is.
It really is.
One other point I had jotted down is back in the first episode, Children of the Gods, Skara gets taken away, but it's not by Apophis, it's by a bunch of different Goulds. And the last time we see Skara, he's walking back through the Stargate with those unnamed Goulds. But here, it's established that he has Apophyse's son in him, and it felt like this was a rewrite or something they just shoehorned in at the end to make it more dramatic. Did any of you get that same impression or thoughts?
Now that you mention it, it's a retcon.
It is.
Probably.
I
honestly hadn't
got the
noticed.
sense that the goal we saw in the first episode were sort of a group basically controlled by Apophis.
Apophis had his own little clique.
Yeah.
I mean, we know Skara's basically possessed by a ghoul at the end of that episode because he does the
Yeah.
whole like push, or I guess it's Zap O'Neill thing.
Yeah, and his eyes flash just before he walks through the Stargate. But like, if they had in that episode established, it was Apophysis' son that went into Skara, I feel like it would have hit a little bit harder.
I feel like they didn't have time to establish anything like that. It was just straight up like, "Yo, like these people are all possessed now."
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. But I just thought,
Like, I'm not going to hold it against them. It could be a retcon, but I don't think it's necessarily like a big deal. I think it works for what they're aiming for doing here. It gives a reason for Skara to be there at the very least, and to bring him into the story, right? Because without it, it's just like, oh, he just happens to be the guy.
yeah,
Like, I guess. But at that point, you're giving a reason why he is, in fact, the guy that's there. Actually, here's a question for you guys. How did you all enjoy the dilemma of like, what's possessed Skara's name?
Chlorel.
Okay, so how did you enjoy the dilemma of Chlorel on the preface, or like basically just about to kill somebody, and O'Neill having to decide, okay, am I just going to kill him now, or like what's going on?
I'm glad they
O'Neill like coming.
I'm glad they didn't drag it out.
Yeah.
But
I think they dragged it out just enough that it didn't annoy me. But it gives you some tension for what could potentially happen in the next season.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like I believe Adam mentioned, there's a sarcophagus right there, but still.
It's definitely it's probably a use as O'Neill being able to let go almost.
To me, it's like, here's O'Neill having to lose another son.
Yeah, but also like choosing to save his friend over.
Yeah. And knowing O'Neill's character,
You know?
he's always going to put the team ahead of his own feelings.
So this is kind of like a good establishing moment for him, you would say.
Yeah, it's consistent because we've seen O'Neill become very protective of his team. Like back in Emancipation, in the first part of the episode, O'Neill thinks it's kind of funny that Carter is being, I guess, discriminated against because of her gender. But the moment she goes missing, he goes right into, let's go find her, let's get her back mode.
Yeah, he even trades a gun for her.
Yeah, and then there's another episode where Daniel goes missing and he just goes, oh, which one was it?
Isn't that the one where they thought he was dead?
It's not the Fishman one.
So not the Fishman one?
Oh, well, there's also Core Eye where Till gets put up like on trial, and Jack is definitely the most zealous in defending him.
So this is consistent with what he's done in the season, basically. Okay, that's good. I guess, I don't know, like, I feel like we've covered most of this episode. The only other thing I would really like want to talk about is like, do you all feel like this is a good end cap to a season, or like, are you more annoyed about it being like a cliffhanger thing? Like, I get that we did get follow up, but like sometimes shows just don't get follow ups, right? Like sometimes the season ends on a cliffhanger and they don't get funding for the next season, and then everyone's angry. Thankfully, this was.
I mean, in
2025,
here. I'm fine with it. I think I would have been fine with it in 1997 as well, but with the caveat that it has a follow-up. Like, if it didn't have a follow-up, I'd be annoyed. But now that
Yeah.
knowing it does, I don't know. I can't complain.
Well, so here I feel like this doesn't really necessarily start a new status quo, but it leaves you interested in what's about to happen, right? They set the stage for something that seems like something grand.
That's the thing
happen,
TV shows do. Like, that's TV writing 101, is like end your episode with a hook into the next episode. Which I think this does well enough.
I mean, as annoying as cliffhangers are, they do keep the fan base engaged because now everybody's just speculating what's going to happen in the next season.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot at stake, right? Like, for all intents and purposes, SG Command is shut down. Earth is about to be invaded. Skara is quote unquote dead. And they're marooned on a spaceship.
And you killed Apophyse's, son, so he's going to be pissed when he hears about that.
Yeah, but fuck that guy.
You're right, but it just raises the stakes even more. Because imagine if...
Because they are on Apophyse's ship.
Because imagine well, I know what happens, but once Apophis would find out, he would probably just go full burn everything to the ground mode.
But he was going to do that anyway. So.
But this time with feeling.
Just the emphasis on exploding.
He's going to actually step off his throne, walk up to the Weapons Council, and do it himself. That's how mad he is.
So he'll go Thanos. Right. It's like I'll do it myself.
It's like in Warhammer 40K when the situation is so fucked, the commissar takes his pistol and instead of executing his own soldiers, he starts shooting at the Chaos Marines or Xenos. That's how dire the situation's gonna be.
I feel like you'd have to know a lot more about Warhammer to understand why that alternate.
Yeah, that all went over my head.
Really?
I have no idea. Like, every time someone tries to talk to me about Warhammer, I just kind of
go cross-eyed.
I think, like, well, not cross-eyed, but like it's kind of like you feel your soul leaving your body, and you just kind of see yourself standing there. Going,
I just always view 40K. I just always view 40K as a thing. Constantly, like, it's already so much more over the top than anything else that it's basically competing with itself. There are, like, forgive me if I'm explaining this incorrectly as someone who's not really a huge 40K nerd either, but when a lot of the commanders, one of the things one of their abilities, if I'm not mistaken, is to, like, if they have an injured soldier or something, they kill that one to kind of push the rest of their soldiers to do better.
That's the commissars.
It's real dumb, but also, like, that's 40K.
Basically, the commissars are there to shoot their own troops. If they're shooting at the enemy, then things have gone really pear-shaped.
Yeah, I'm
sorry, my soul just left my body. I was, like, viewing myself from the outside. What were you guys talking about?
All right, 40K representation.
All right, so actually, I could with you bringing up Warhammer, I will give you the only Warhammer story that I am involved in my life, and that's me mistakenly walking into a Games Workshop, being swarmed by people in the Games Workshop saying, "Hey, do you want to learn about Warhammer?" and me fleeing the Games Workshop.
Why did you walk into a place called Games Workshop if you didn't want to know about Warhammer?
Because I thought they had games in there. I didn't know
Games
what Warhammer
Workshop
was.
is the publisher.
So,
yeah, well, unfortunately for me, I learned the hard way.
I'll make a confession.
So we'll just stick with the BattleTech references then.
But nobody other than me understands BattleTech references.
Yeah, that's why it's funny.
I mean, I have that.
Yeah,
Justin and Jason understood what I was talking about with the Warhammer reference.
Jason
I had no idea what you were talking about.
Okay, if I brought a reference about Clan Smoke Jaguar, does that mean anything to either of you?
Why would it mean anything to me? What's
exactly.
that even mean?
That's what I'm trying. The point I'm trying to make to Adam. Nobody other than me knows anything about BattleTech.
Listen, I'll just
There might be 2 or 3 listeners who do, and it'll make
listen.
their
I'll
day.
just play the BattleTech game from
the BattleTech author would just be like, hell yeah.
I'll just play the BattleTech game from a couple years ago and have like some touchstone next time.
I wish.
Like we're fine. Hell of a
Believe
game.
me, I wish I could make more BattleTech references, but
Listen, the cultural touchstones here are Dragon Ball Z and Star Trek. I don't know what to tell you.
That's true.
Yeah,
Sometimes
that's
Star
basically
Wars.
Stargate is.
Okay,
any last thoughts about this episode?
I think this season got better as time goes on, and I think this episode is a good episode. I enjoyed it, and I am at least somewhat looking forward to the next one.
I think this is my second favorite episode out of this batch. The first being the alternate timeline one, but this one's also.
I think the one with Kowalski is pretty good. I need to look up a list.
Wait, Kowalski?
Yeah, the second major episode.
The clip episode.
Oh yeah, the second episode.
Second
of the entire
episode,
season?
Yeah.
where they have the guy.
Well, I mean this.
This 4. I was thinking the entire season. Of these 4, I think I like There But For the Grace of God, if only because it goes all the way dark.
It goes all the way. Wait, so do we want to do a season overview, like say a bald episode clip show?
Not necessarily.
Not particularly.
If we were finishing this up 45 minutes ago, I'd be all for it. But not right now, because we've been going for 2 hours and getting close to 15 minutes.
I feel like we've sort of did that with the clip show episode anyways, where it's just like, hey, remember that time when he slept with a 19-day-old woman?
I think she was 30 days old, but yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A bit of a cougar
It's much
hunter.
better. It's much better. All right, well then, since we're not gonna do a season thing, what was everyone's favorite episode for season 1?
For me, this question's easy. It's Children of the Gods, because we saw a caveman take down advanced space warriors with nothing but a rock.
A grenade.
Mm-hmm.
I wish.
I'm just gonna
else?
say, I still think the Enemy Within was pretty good. I think that episode was well paced. I think the stakes it set up were really good, pretty good. Like, here is the main threat of the Goa'uld that we're gonna face, and it is the impersonation of us, or the possession. I think that's probably pretty good. There's some other ones I liked.
You liked Hathor, didn't you?
For me, I would say like it's hard because I do think The Enemy Within is probably the best episode of the season as well. But I also really do like Solitudes, and There But For the Grace of God, I feel is like a third for me. Like a close third for me.
I feel like I'd put There But For the Grace of God in a second or a third for me.
For me, I would say Solitudes is probably the best one, but Thor's Hammer, I don't know. It's like, I guess because I saw it when I was young enough that it's kind of like comfort food for me to watch an episode.
I mean, that episode's fun. It's got so many like funny and cool things in it too.
It's definitely
it's
definitely way. Listen, don't think about any of these episodes too hard. None of these episodes really escape a good critical thinking.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if we want to do a quick thing, like, what's everyone's least favorite episode?
Hathor.
It's just Hathor, right? It's just Hathor. Yeah. That's just that's fucking awful. Adam, I don't think you've said what you think is your favorite episode, though.
Oh no, I just said Solitudes is probably the best, but I think Thor's Hammer is my favorite.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I must have missed that. My soul was still re-entering my body at that point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I look forward to the next season.
Yeah, but going through this, I have better appreciation for the First Commandment than I did when I was younger.
Oh yeah.
That is a better episode than I gave it credit for going in. I think Tin Man is probably a better episode than I gave it credit for going in. It's still a mess.
Yeah,
But
for all the complaining I did about Tin Man, it's not because I think the episode is bad. It's because I think that guy's an asshole.
Yeah. It's got a very hateable, I guess, I don't even want to call him a villain, but it's got a very hateable, I guess, antagonist.
guest star.
Antagonist is probably the best word for it, but
Plot device. A very hateable plot device.
Okay.
Without him being lonely, it just doesn't happen, right? So.
Yeah. All right. So that is season 1 of the Stargate SG-1. We're going to jump straight into season 2, feet first. And so next time we will be back with the first 4 episodes of season 2, which is the Serpent's Lair, where we get the stunning conclusion to this 2-parter. In the Line of Duty, Prisoners, and The Gamekeeper. One of these episodes I remember very much disliking. Find out which one. All right, and as far as plugs go, if you're listening to this, then you know about the Deep Listens podcast network probably. If not, then check it out. Deep Listens is a podcast about video games. They play mostly modern games. It's like a video game book club kind of thing. There are side shows other than this, such as Off the Deep End, which is similar format to Deep Listens, but it's old crusty RPGs or new crusty RPGs. There's also a monthly sports podcast. There's a Final Fantasy podcast series going into depth about that series. And if you join the Patreon at the $3 tier, you can listen to the OG Soundcast, which is about old anime that I haven't seen. But if you only want to pay $1 a month to the Patreon, you can join the Discord, where you can interact with all of us and tell us how wrong we are about all of our thoughts and opinions. And that's it for the podcast plugs. You can find me, the host, the leader of this SG team. I stream on Twitch at 5th Generation Gaming. I also have a blog where I review every 32-bit console game in release order at 5thgengaming.wordpress.com. Or is it 5thgengaming.blog?
you forget this every
God,
fucking
so
week.
close.
Every fucking week, you forget this.
I was so close this time.
Write it down
I was
on
so
a post-it
close.
note and post it on your fucking monitor. And 2 weeks from now, it'll be right there for you. Okay? You forget it.
I was so close this time. You can find all of my write-ups about the 5th generation of video gaming consoles at 5thgengaming.blog or at 5thgengaming on Blue Sky. It is in and out of plugs.
Don't play Warhammer. Do not give Games Workshop
Listen,
money. Don't
Space
do it.
Marine 2
Don't do
seems
it.
like a great, big, dumb, stupid video game that I should
I'll allow
play.
the video game.
Rogue Trader also might be one of the best CRPGs of this past 15 years.
Yeah, I will say this. Keep listening just to hear me annoy Jason and Justin with Warhammer 40K references. Also, be
I
certain
won't
to
be
give
annoyed.
our Sports Ball podcast a listen to listen me flex on Adam and Gino about football.
Yes, the leader of the Deep Listens Fantasy Football League, Tyler. The undisputed champion.
Gingerbread
so far.
men.
Yes.
I would have beat you if not for the whole everyone exploding thing.
Yeah, instead me and Braden are both sitting at 2 and 3. But we're higher than Gino, which is good. That's all I want. Okay, so anything else from anyone?
I mean, you could catch me on twitch.tv at Jatsu84 if I'm there, but I haven't been on in a while. But if I'm there, you'll see me. So there's that.
I have not been this excited for a new episode of Stargate since Comstar challenged con Lincoln Osis to a trial of possession on Tukiad. See, Adam, nobody got that reference.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, just stick with the Warhammer for the WoW.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. I just heard Simon and Garfunkel playing. What happened?
Anyway, yeah. So this is the end. Goodbye, internet.